and welcome to this month's class on the hidden keys to your next $100,000 in income. Now, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I certainly could use an extra $100,000 in my bank account over the next 12 months. And today we're going to talk about what is the best way to make that happen and what are the keys that we need to unlock to make sure that that's something that we can do on repeat. Rinse and repeat is what we want for our income generating module. Now, if you've been following us here at Carefree Mystic or at Community Realty, over the last couple of months, we're working on a series, right? We started the series with our class on flow, not force. Flow, not force is the idea that so many of us, especially in our industry, really get caught up in that do more, do more, do more, do more, do more. And eventually, what we find over time is that we run out of time. There's not enough us to get to the places we want to get to. So we start hitting ceilings, and that is never fun or a good thing for us. So, flow, not force, focused on my flow method, which if you missed that, you can go back and check out the replay, or coming out at the end of this month of October, we have the Flow Not Force ebook coming out. And you can also add on to that journal to help you stay on track and really embody the teaching of the flow method. And then we also have a quick assessment tool so that you can start being aware of what those areas of force and influences of force are in your life. So that you can identify, deal with, and move right back into flow so that you can bring and attract that income and business that you're wanting for your real estate career here on a continual basis. In August, we talked about uncovering your superpower. So we had a whole class on uncovering your superpower, how you identify your identity, who you actually are, and how you show up in the world. So that was uncovering our superpower. So we learned what was against us. We dealt with that. We started implementing the flow method, which is focus, lean in, open up, and get to work. Then we identified who we are, what our hidden unique strengths are in the world, and what we bring to not only our industry, but to our communities, to our families, to our friends, to the world at large. And then this month, we are talking about those hidden keys to our next $100,000. And as you guys have probably figured out so far, it is not in working harder. This is never something that I'm going to tell you that you need to do. Oh, you need to be putting in more hours. You need to be working 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours. Now, do we have those days? Absolutely, we do. But is that our standard operating procedure? Is that how we're really going to get where we want to go? No, it's not. And what I hope that you're learning as we continue through these classes each month is that when we fix our mind, we fix our money. When we fix our mind, we fix our business. When we fix our mind, we fix ourselves. And that is what we're trying to do. So if you are tired of hitting that ceiling and you are ready to break through, we are excited that you're here for the hidden keys to your next $100,000. The first thing that I want to point out and I want to remind us of, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I know that as a realtor, as a broker, as a loan officer, as someone who owns a title company, I love to buy things that are going to make me better. I love to invest in systems and products, and there are so many great things out there for us in the real estate industry in order to attract more clients or attract more agents or do whatever thing that we want to do. You can find a product and you can spend a lot of money on it. You can get production coaches that are going to help you call, and send out mailers and implement these systems. But I'm going to tell you this right now. All of that money is wasted. And ask me how I know this is true. All of that money is wasted money. You might as well put it in your fireplace and set it on fire if you do not have what is in between your ears straight, right? It doesn't do you any good to know what to do with money or how to get money if what is here is broken and not giving you the right message and not vibrating at the right frequency and not calling out to bring in the right things back to you. I have invested thousands upon thousands of dollars on things that at the end of the day didn't move my needle much, even when I used them correctly. But when I started to go inward, when I started to really work on me and what my brain was thinking and what my soul was feeling, that is what made the biggest change for me. Now, here's our problem. We get stuck in this gridlock energy mismatch, right? Our output, our thoughts, our emotions, our vibration, because everything is vibrating in the world, tend to send stop signals instead of those go signals that we want. We're sending stop when really what we want is go. So instead of focusing on the abundance, we focus on the scarcity. Instead of saying, oh, I am so excited that I have all of these clients, we're like, oh my gosh, Joni down the street has 10 listings this month and I have two. I don't know why I don't have more listings. You don't have more listings because in your mind and everything about your thoughts, your emotion, your vibration is sending, give me more, fewer listings instead of give me more listings. So let's talk about how we can shift that dynamic, shift those thoughts, emotions, and vibrations so that instead of us pushing away those things that we actually want, we start drawing them to us. And you'll find when you start drawing things to you, is much easier, much simpler, much less energy drain than when you're trying to pull everything in, right? It's just easier to let things come to you and through you rather than trying to force them. Remember a couple of months ago, those areas of force that bring us down, that get us stuck in a hustle culture that we cannot sustain. Everybody can work 16-hour days when they need to. And you can work 15 days in a row, 30 days in a row, however many days in a row you want to push yourself to work. You can do that for a time. But is it sustainable? No. And at the end of all of that hustle, I think you'll find that that needle again, it went a tick. It didn't go the whole way that you thought it would go. And what happens at that point when our outcomes don't match our exertion of energy, we tend to feel burnt out, disillusioned, and a lot of times we're even to that point where we're ready to give up. There are a lot of easier things we think we could do in the world when we push so hard and we get just a little bit in the glass. So how do we stop working harder and start getting into believing abundance mindset and drawing things to us rather than pulling things in? Let's talk about that. Here we go. I'm going to say this to you, and I want you to stop and I want you to really think about what I'm saying. Everything in business is created twice. Everything in business is created twice. The first time it's created is in your imagination, and then it is created in reality. The first time it's created is in your imagination, and the second time it's created is actually in your 3D reality. What do you think is the most skipped creative process for us here in the real estate industry or in American culture at large? We skip that first step. We're not creating things in our imagination and then pulling them here or drawing them here. We just try and make it in reality. It doesn't work that way. It's not how reality and the fabric of existence operates. Just doesn't work. What we need to do then is figure out how to turn our imaginations on and create the business, the clients, the income, everything that we want here first, and then let it come into reality. I want to talk for a minute about the ladder of belief. This is an extremely important key for you to understand in order to make this connection between your imagination, what's happening up in your head, and then what you're putting out into the real world to draw that that imagined reality into actual existence for yourself. So I'm going to show you guys the ladder of belief. This was an incredible tool for me to start unlocking and figuring out, hey, where am I? Where do I need to get to? And how do I transcend that ladder to get to where what I am imagining is coming into creation? So let's start at the bottom of the ladder. Okay, so the first rung in the ladder of belief is a need. So let's think about things that we need. I might need $10,000 a month to cover my business expenses and my bills at home and put food on my table. I need $10,000. When I come from a place of need, what is that energy? What is that vibration? What does that feel like in my body? If I really, really need something, I'm going to tell you right now that need feels icky. And that tension and that place of scarcity that maybe I don't have the things that I need really, really stops the flow of whatever it is that I actually need. Need is a low energy. It's a stuck energy. Have you ever gone car shopping? I've bought a few cars in my day. I've been to a car lot, and you drive up and a gaggle of hungry, desperate car salesmen ascend. They are on you as soon as you get out of the car, and so many of them, what makes them not feel good to us is that need. I've got to sell a car. I've got to make my quota. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. Those kinds of places that you're coming from as the bottom of the ladder It's a need. Now, is it good to identify what we need? Absolutely. Absolutely, you want to identify what it is that you need. But do we want to stay in that need energy? Because a need energy is admitting that what? You don't have it. So if I'm coming from a place of I don't have, I'm coming from a scarcity mindset, and that is going to shut me down and make me get smaller rather than open me up and make me think bigger. So we start out here with a need. Now, you can quickly move up to a want. A want is a little better energy than a need, right? When I want something, I am less attached to it. I want it. I want $50,000 income a month consistently. That would be great. That's what I'd like. I want that. I'm starting to open my energy. I'm starting to open my mind. I'm starting to open who I am and maybe receive some possibilities and maybe awaken my imagination. So, coming from a place of want is superior to coming from a place of need. Because in need, I'm in scarcity. Now, want, I may still be a little bit hanging on to that scarcity, but I'm at least opening up. And it's moved from desperation to desire, right? From desperation up to desire. Now, the next leap that I make, the next leap is going to be to belief. I need something. I'm in an icky energy. I'm closed down. I'm shut. I'm thinking out of scarcity. I'm actually repelling that thing that I need in my need energy at the bottom rung. I move up to my want energy. I'm now, instead of being desperate, I'm desiring something. My energy is a little bit better. I want it. I can open my mind and maybe receive some stuff and activate my imagination a little bit. When I jump to belief, I believe is going to happen. How many of you guys out there have been in a belief state? What does belief feel like for you? I believe I'm going to be making $500,000 next year. I believe I'm going to be making $1 million next year. What does that feel like in your body? As opposed to, oh my gosh, I need to make $100,000 or I'm going to be on the street. When I believe I'm going to be making $500,000 or $1 million or whatever my belief will hold, or $50,000 a month, or whatever that belief that you're going to hold is, that is where you're really starting to unlock a hidden key and activate your imagination, that first place of creation, so that you can then bring that, invite that, welcome that into reality. When you get to that belief rung in the ladder of belief, you are vibrating at a much different level. Your energy is very different. Your posture is different. When I need something, I'm going to be down like this. I don't, I'm going to be talking like this. When I want something, I'm going to be like, okay, hey, you know what? I want something. When I believe something, I am going to be opened. My chest is going to be open. My posture is going to be better. Everything about me is going to be clicking when I get to that belief stage. Because why? I believe it's going to happen. Is there a doubt in my mind? Absolutely not. Maybe a doubt or two, but really, I am flying high in belief. And the more I stay in that place of belief, I believe I'm going to have 10 listings next month. I believe I'm going to write five more mortgages, take five more loan applications next month. I believe I'm going to talk to 12 agents next month that are going to send me new business to my title company. I believe these things are going to happen for me. Then our Imagination is turned on, and your imagination will naturally start to find ways and suggest things, and that inner dialogue inside of you, your intuition, is going to open up and really start to produce some tangible ways for you to start that first creation here. And then, as you believe and your belief grows stronger and stronger and stronger, you will start to take action from those things in your imagination as you see yourself do it, as you start to feel the way that it would feel for you to have those 10 listings, take those 5 extra loan applications, talk to those 12 agents and have them send you first files. If you're in the title business, you'll start to feel that. And as you feel that, your intuition is going to activate, your imagination is going to activate, and you're going to be like, I think I'm going to go to that networking event. I think I'm going to send that postcard. I think I'm going to go knock on doors. I'm going to post that social media ad that I have been resisting. I'm going to make that video that I have been afraid to make, and I'm going to post it. And when you start stepping into that action, you get to the very top, which funny, and this is the ladder of belief, but there's actually a rung above belief, and that is the knowing. That's the knowing. When you don't just believe it's going to happen, you know. You know it is going to happen. You have felt those feelings. You have taken that inspired action, and now you know. You know that next $100,000 is right there. It is right around the corner, and it is for you. You know it. You just know it. You're stepping out in confidence. The way that you talk is completely different than when you were down here and you were afraid and you were like, oh, I need it, I need it, I need it, I need it. When you're up here and knowing, when you know, when I know 1,000 people are going to watch this class, I'm going to be impacting 1,000 lives to make $100,000 more this year than they already made. What does that feel like? That is an amazing feeling. That's an amazing feeling. And can it do anything but happen when I have ascended that ladder of belief? No. It must happen. I created it first in my imagination, and then it starts growing in reality. And the more it grows, every layer that it grows, I'm pressing into that. Yes, see, I knew this was going to happen. What's the next thing? Yes, see, I knew this was going to happen. Oh my gosh. And I'm feeling it more and more, and I'm doing it more and more. And it doesn't even seem like work, because when you hear and you trust yourself, your imagination, it aligns with the energy and unlimited possibility. Unlimited possibility. What could be better than that? Before we move on to my quick 3-step process to unlock the hidden keys to your next $100,000, I want to talk about a revelation that I had, a moment that I had that really has rocked my world and changed who I am and how I am in the world. So, being raised in America, we have um, a lot of the old Puritan culture that is just kind of inherent in our overall culture. We have this extreme, crazy work ethic. We have all of this value placed on contribution. We have a lot of bad thought that gets put on us, and sometimes we don't even realize, whether it's from our family, whether it's from our church, whether it's from our friends or schools or whatever. We get into this place where we start believing we don't deserve. We don't deserve good things. If good things happened to us, it wasn't because we deserved it. It was because of some other thing that happened that deigned to love us, deigned to bless us, deigned to look upon us favorably. When you get stuck in that mindset, and when that is your lived reality and your lived experience, and I mean, we sing all kinds of songs, especially in Christian faith traditions, that really reinforce this. And I was raised in Christian faith traditions. And so these are things that I have spent 50 years, well, I've spent the last 20 years anyways, trying to unravel and unfold and break these things. And this piece of deserve is one that I've really struggled with in the last year, as I have really started to step into my own and realize that I am awesome and I have so much to offer the world. But underneath that are all of these songs and lyrics and storylines that say, I don't deserve anything. I am a wretch. How I don't, I'm not good enough. And when you get stuck in those places, and I encourage you to examine your own life and your own influences, when you get stuck in that place of, I don't deserve, how then can you receive anything good? How can you be told you're a wretch, that you're awful, that you are no good, that you don't deserve anything, and then operate in the world at the energy level that you need to, in the knowing that you need to be operating in, that you want to be operating in, that you know you should be operating in, when every week you're singing things or saying things or believing things or being told things that you don't deserve it and you're no good, except that something outside of you decided to love you or decided to bless you or decided to whatever. It is so important that you understand, that you internalize, actualize, and embody that you do deserve great things. You do deserve love, abundance, security, safety, peace, prosperity. You deserve these things. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you have done. You deserve all of these things. You are worthy of all of these things, not because of the things that you've done or contributed or how hard you've worked, but because you are. You are in existence, and therefore you do deserve these good things. And if you can realize that you deserve these good things, if you can realize and know, grab onto that knowing that you deserve these good things, then Katie, bar the door. We are not going to have the problems in the world that we have if we can wake up to this. We are not going to have the corruption, the thieving, the stealing, the fraud, the deceit, because when we realize we deserve these things and there is an abundant supply of all of these things that we deserve and want and desire, then it flips the script. It changes not just your life, but the lives of those around you. And as they turn on their lights and realize they deserve, it turns on the lives around them, and so on and so forth. And before we know it, this movement changes the world. But as long as we believe we don't deserve, we're not worthy, and that something else outside of us has to deign to love us, bless us, or give us anything, and anything we get is not because we deserved it, but just because some, I don't know, luck, leprechaun, I don't know, doesn't work. So take a minute and tell yourself, I do deserve it. I do deserve whatever that thing is that you've been longing for, or you've been wanting, where that desire is. I do deserve to be the number one agent. I do deserve to have the number one team. I do deserve to have a business that's thriving, that's exciting, that's creative, that allows me to be fully 100% who I am. And I am worthy of those things. You deserve it. And do me a favor. Stop saying that you don't. Don't sing those lyrics. Don't say those words. Don't buy into that anymore. Understand that you deserve. When you stand in a place of deserve and worth, you want to talk about a lit up imagination. You are not going to believe the things that you imagine and that you strive for and live for and walk for and go for. It will change your life. You deserve good things. You deserve great things. You deserve everything your heart desires. Don't let anybody tell you any differently. Okay, now let's talk about quick three-step process that is going to allow you to unlock the hidden keys to not only your next $100,000, but your whole imagination, which is way more than $100,000, I might add. So, the first step is you need to be in flow. And again, if you haven't seen the class on flow, not force, go check out the YouTube at Carefree Mystic and watch that class. Or you can pre-order the ebook. It'll be in the comments here. Or you can always go to bluebirdu.com and grab any of our products, enroll in any programs, do whatever you need. But the first and most important step, the first step to unlocking your imagination, unlocking those keys to your next $100,000 is to get into your flow. We cannot accomplish all of the things that we want to, that we need to accomplish when we are stuck in hustle or force. We just cannot do it. You can't do it. So you've got to get into flow. Now, if you find yourself, and look, nobody stays in flow 100% of the time. I'm late on getting this out because I'm working through all of this stuff too on the daily, right? I have to get out of my own head. I have to get out of my own way, just like you have to get out of your head and you have to get out of your way. I may be a little further along than you are. I may do things faster. However, it doesn't mean I'm not still in the same process because, guys, this is a rinse and repeat process. You've got to get out of force into flow. When you recognize you're in force, go right to that flow method. Focus. Focus on what you're doing. Focus on what's happening. Focus on yourself. Lean in. Let that dialogue play out. Let that crazy mean girl talk as long as she needs to talk. And then when she's done or he's done, keep listening. Listen to your actual true inner voice tell you who you are. Again, going back to that, you deserve great things. You are not less than, you are more than. You are not behind, you're right on time. Now, when you hear that voice, skip the need, the want, go right to the believe and know. Believe and know that that is truth. That is truth. That will open you up and get you right into that inspired action that your divine imagination churns out for you. Step two, unlocking your imagination. In order to keep your imagination a finely tuned, well oiled producing machine that's churning out creation like you cannot believe, you need to develop a strong spiritual practice or connection practice to your imagination that will allow you to keep it going. Now, there's a lot of different practices you can engage in, and what you'll do is just try different things and see what clicks and what feels good in your body. When I started in real estate a million years ago, no, it was only 26 years ago. When I started in real estate, everybody was like, oh, do these things. You have to make cold calls. You have to go to networking. You have to do this. You have to, there's 900 list of 900 ways to get clients. And that list of 900 ways is now like 1,000 ways. There's so many ways to find clients, but none of us love all of those 1,000 ways. So we have to find the ways that light us up, that keep us authentic, and that we love. It is the same thing for your spiritual practice, right? You need to find the things that light you up, that get you going. I have friends, I myself, I love to meditate. I can sit for 20 minutes still quiet with a mantra and some nice music and just unplug, relax, and rewind. I have friends that if they had to sit 2 minutes, would be jumping out of their skin. However, put them out in the woods and let them go on a hike, and that is where it all starts to happen for them. The visualization. Some people love to journal, some people hate to write. Some people love to do yoga practice. Some people are like, I can't move that way. There are so many different ways to connect. You just need to find your way to connect. For me, I love to meditate. I love to journal. I love to be in nature. I love to ground, take my shoes off and put my feet on the actual earth. That's a really powerful thing for me. And really hear and pull from myself and my connection to the whole cosmos when I'm grounded, when I have my feet on the actual ground, which is funny. I live in Michigan and it's freezing for like 6 months out of the year, but it's okay. It's okay. We ground where we can. We ground where and when we can. And then um start doing exercises, right? Once you have yourself opened, start exercising a little bit, right? We can't run a 5K if we don't start walking. We can't imagine a beautiful life if we don't start prompting, right? We can't fill in those gaps. So use those prompts. What would I love? What if it all works out? What if all of these things that have happened to me are happening for me, not to me? Start finding those little prompts. And if you pick up the Flow Not Force journal, there are 30 days of great prompts in that book, and it will really help ground you in this work and practice to really start making it a little bit more autopilot for you. Every time we practice something, we get a little bit better at it. So do those things. And step three, you want to then move in inspired action, or the W in the flow. You've got to work. You have got to put those things into action. So it doesn't do any good to think of all these great things and then be like, oh, I'll do that tomorrow, maybe next week. Do it now. Even if it's just a little thing, take a step forward. It changes your energy, it changes what's going on in the world, and it actually bumps you up that ladder, right? Every time we step out and we act, and look, I'm not saying that every action is going to be miraculous and you're going to have $100,000 under every rock. No, that's not how that works. Although, why not? But for most of us, that's not how it works. But taking that step forward increases the vibration, it increases what starts coming to you naturally. And as we continue to take those steps, as we continue to live in flow and not force, we're more reinforced in that method. The easier our life becomes, the more time we have to go get our nails done and go to the spa and go float and coach kids' sports teams or help our kids with whatever, or hang out with our friends or go on trips or do those things that we love to do. The more that we move toward an inspired action, again, this isn't just make a list and this is what I have to do every single day. No, get into that flow. Get into that flow and let your flow direct you rather than trying to direct your flow. And I guarantee you, when you are there, when you follow those three simple steps, follow your flow, unlock that imagination, move in some inspired action, you are going to be closer to your $100,000, your next $100,000 today than you were yesterday. And on it goes until you see it's not just $100,000, it's $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $1 million. Remember, guys, until what is in between here is on track and in flow, all of the programs, CRMs, opportunities, coaching, none of that is going to matter. None of it is going to move your needle. That is not your hidden key. Your hidden key is not a fancy box or a new listing presentation or another class that you go to and attend or invite people to attend. None of that is going to work if what is in between here thinks it doesn't deserve it. When you're in I don't deserve, you cannot receive. How can you receive if you don't think you deserve it, if you're not worthy of it? You can't. So remember, I've got to fix this first. I've got to unlock here in order to bring it here in our 3D reality. Okay? Your next $100,000 is not more hustle, guys. It's here in your imagination. Create it here first and let it come. Now, if you want to take this with you, I encourage you to get the Hidden Keys bundle. The link is in my bio. It's going to include a workbook, it's going to include a journal, and it's going to include a guided meditation based off of the principles that we have talked about here today. If you need to start back at the beginning, definitely you want to get your pre-order of Flow Not Force. I am offering that at a crazy deal right now. It's never going to be this cheap as it will be in the pre-order. And then also, if you pre-order the bundle as well, that includes the journal and the assessment tool, you're going to get a great deal on that too. Start wherever you need to. Guys, if you just want to have a one-on-one conversation, we've got that available to you as well. Talk to me. Let me help you help yourself because that's what it's all about. We're here to take you from this need place to this know place. And the only way you get there is to start the journey. So start today. Do something great for yourself. I like to say, I used to always say, invest in you when I was running my own brokerage. That is where I lived. I was like, you want to invest in yourself. But now I call it investing in yourself. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. When you invest in yourself, you're helping yourself become the best you can be. So invest in yourself. Invest in yourself today. There's plenty of ways for you guys to interact with us and engage with us. You can go to bluebirdu.com and check out what we have to offer, whether that is a class, a course, an ebook, a journal, whatever you need. Or if you want to connect with me personally, if you'd like to get into this energy, into what we're offering here to help you keep this clean so that you can move in inspired action and know, hey, once I have this straight, I will know which products to purchase and what's going to work for me the best. That is one thing that I have definitely learned over time, guys. You have got to get this right. Fix your mind, fixes your money. Fix your mind, fix your money. I look forward to seeing you guys around town.